my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing a journal with me today in my timeless journal from Cheaply Chic. I have actually not been able to even sit down and get a moment to play with this at all this month, and I am actually pretty disappointed that I wasn't able to play with it sooner, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up. If you haven't seen, I do have a video of what all is in here and kind of what I did to organize things. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out the journal itself. I don't have a plan at all for this journal with me. You have to excuse my messy backdrop, sorry. But I don't really have any kind of plan at all for this. I'm just going to kind of wing it at this point. I'm going to put this in here somewhere right here, I think. I'll glue that, tape that down in a second, but I think I just kind of want to do a little bit of a setup, play a little bit, see what I come up with, kind of go through the stuff and look at what I have and see what motivates me and just do something. So I think I'm going to do a voiceover just because I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do, and a lot of times that takes quite a bit of time to figure it all out. So yeah, so I will start the journal with me now. One of the things I love about these journals is her covers. I think Lynette puts together such beautiful, beautiful covers. Takes a lot of work, I'm sure, all of the sewing that she does and layering on all the little pieces. So I'm really inspired by her covers, her cover of these journals. And one of the things that was in the packet from Yaleidy was a bunch of little floral. And I thought that it would look perfect on the cover. And so I did just a little bit of a collage on the cover there with the different little florals that she had provided. And then I can't remember if the buttons came from Yaleidy or if the buttons came from the original kit. So sorry about that, Lynette. I can't remember, but either way, it's part of the kit, so it's part of the collection. And so what I decided to do was just do a little bit of a collage there on the front with the floral. And I did take my distressed ink from Tim Holtz, the vintage photo, and just inked up the edges a little bit on all of the flowers. And then kind of just did a little cluster there. And then I took one of the buttons that was in the collection. Actually, I think I used two different buttons. Yeah. Just to add a little bit more to that piece. Not that it needed anything, but I just, I just was really inspired by the cover, and I just wanted to add my own little touch to it. And then I really loved this little piece that came with the Yaleidy stuff that she had provided. It was this little charm piece with the heart, and it had all the gears on it. And I just thought that really spoke to me in regards to it being like timeless. So I definitely wanted to add that to the cover as well. And then I love that the includes these little heart punches. So I just decided that I was going to add those to the strings. I don't always do that, just because I don't want all of my journals to look exactly the same. So I don't always do that, but I did decide to do it this time just to have that little touch of them kind of hanging down. And I did cut them at different lengths, so one of them is a little bit longer than the other. All right, so kind of going along the whole lines of like trying to set up kind of a basic setup of the journal, I definitely wanted to use this library pocket. I love when she includes these in the collection, so I went ahead and put that on the front. I did ink up the envelope as well as the card itself, and I did cut the corners off of the card that's in there, so I just rounded the corners a little bit. So one of the things that she often includes in the journaling collections is these little tags they're like little size tags. And I find them kind of hard to use sometimes. So I wanted to challenge myself to use them. And I think it was the last journal that I did, I used it, and what I did was I put little words on the each line, and I really liked that. But so that's kind of what I was thinking I was going to do with this, but I do actually do something a little bit different with it, and you'll see here in a second. But I did want to ink everything up, and I kind of got that layout down, and I took some of the fibers that were in the collection, and I took like that fuzzy one that's in there, and then I think it was like, can't remember if it was the off-white one. But yeah, so I just added that to the end of the tag and just trimmed it up here a little bit. And then once I got all that on there, I felt like it just needed a little something more. Um, so I took some of the tissue paper that the journal was actually wrapped in, and I'm just going to use that kind of as a backdrop to that little um, piece there with the floral on it. Okay, so recently Lynette had opened a Facebook group, and one of the posts on that Facebook group, and if I'm able to find it, and I I am able, if I'm able to find it, I'll include a picture right here of it. She inspired me to do this because not exactly sure how she did the picture, or how she did the journal, but basically had the words from the cutout of the different pages. So I was really inspired by that. So I used this little typing paper that came with the collection, and I just took some of the words that were in the collection or on this piece of paper, and I outlined them with my black marker or pen, and just kind of mm, put a box around them. And then as I was going to go ahead and put them on there, I didn't really like them on that one side with the sizing and stuff. So I just flipped it over, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and attach it to the back side. So I think that's really a good way to use this little tag, because sometimes the front with all of that stuff on it kind of makes it a little bit distracting. But I was able to, I really liked how this looked with the little words on it. And so I'm glad I kind of thought of doing that, and it was inspired by that post, that Facebook post, because it kind of helps me know how to use these little tags in a different way. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is one of my favorite journal persons is Gail Augustinelli, and one of the things that she often has in her collections or in her journals, and people send her stuff like that. She does a lot of Happy Mail unboxings and stuff, and a lot of times people do these little altered paper clips for her, and I just really wanted to create one of these. I've been wanting to create one for a long time. So I thought, this is a good opportunity. I really don't know what I want to do in this journal yet, but I think it would be fun to use some of the components of the journal to create a little altered paper clip. So basically what I did was I took some of the tickets that came in the collection, and you just take two of them, and you basically put the paper clip through one of them and then glue the other ticket on top, so that one side of the paper clip is still hanging out on the back side. And then you kind of have a clean surface to work with that ticket on the front side. So I just pulled a couple of pieces. This was like a little punch that she had. That was another little tag thing she had. I ultimately don't end up using that, and I'll show you here in a second what I do with that. And then again, I just took some of the floral. I think I had a couple little pieces left, so I thought just add those to it. And I wanted to write the word music on the tag on the paperclip. So what I decided to do was use the little tag there as a what do I call it? Like a little template to cut out some of the music sheet paper. So yeah, so basically what I did was I cut out the music sheet paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that piece. And then I just cut out the word music from one of the other music papers. And that little piece right there that I'm going to glue that to is a little Tim Holtz die cut that came in the collection. At least it came in my part of it. And on the back of it, I think it says like 1/16 or something like that. It has like a number on it. But it kind of, again, going back to, oh, why don't I just use the back piece? So I just flipped it around and then, um, what am I trying to say? I Oh my gosh, losing my words. Inked it up. That's what I'm trying to say. So I inked up the edges and then I just put the word music on there and then just did a little bit of clustering with a couple little more die cut pieces here and with those little flowers. Yeah, so I think that turned out really cute. I am going to show you a little bit of a close up. So there the little paperclip is, a little bit of a close up view of what that looks like. And then I'm going to put it on the paper here in a second so you'll see what it looks like in the actual journal. And so there is the other thing that we created today. I put the pocket together. I think that turned out really cute. And then I just added some of those flowers to the front and that other little charm up there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this paper clip on. I just put that on the front. I might not keep it there, but for now, that's where it is. So yeah, I feel good that I was able to get something down in the paper and create something. So I'm sure I will be doing a lot more in this journal. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll see you again. Bye.